Mr. Vice President, why are you the missing leader during this coronavirus pandemic? Your boss, President Muhammadu Buhari, was late in addressing the country and he offered no hope to Nigeria frontline workers such as doctors, nurses, and others who are risking their lives to save others that the government will provide them all the necessary personal protective equipment and to increase their salaries. Dear Vice President Osinbajo, I hope this email finds you well. It was reported in Nigerian newspapers on Friday that Nigeria recorded new coronavirus deaths and that 20 more people tested positive for COVID-19 in Nigeria. In this moment of a global pandemic that grips the economy, you are now nowhere to be found to reassure and comfort Nigerians by doing daily briefings. Your silence during this pandemic is not a sign of strength, it is a sign of weaknesses on your part. You should be the person that coordinates and oversees Nigerian government efforts to prevent, contain, and mitigate the spread of coronavirus. Unfortunately, you defer to someone else. Why is Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, the chairman of the Presidential Task Force in Coronavirus? Why not you, Mr. Vice President? For example, Vice President Mike Pence is the one in charge of the White House Task Force on Coronavirus. Mr. Vice President, why is it that Abba Kyari and Boss Mustafa are more powerful than you in government? Is it an ad hominem personal attack by your enemies or a reality that you have been sidelined? Mr. Vice President, why are you the missing leading during this coronavirus pandemic? Your boss, President Muhammadu Buhari, was late in addressing the country and he offered no hope to Nigerian frontline workers such as doctors, nurses, and others who are risking their lives to save others that the government will provide them all the necessary personal protective equipment and to increase their salaries. Similarly, your government offered no hope to Nigerians whose income will be affected as a result of staying at home order. Your you should be championing the stimulus package for all Nigerians to help them survive during this health and economic crisis. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Finally, on a separate note, please make sure that a commissioner in Kogi State who was alleged to have raped and beat up a woman is fully investigated without any covering up. Please make sure justice prevails in this case. Your political party APC should not be harboring rapists. Hmm. This is this is deep. This is deep. This is really deep. So guys, this is a letter written to uh Abak Osinbajo, and this article is from Sahara Reporters Politics. This what is happening now is something that a lot of people had seen before now. They had seen this whole thing. I don't know what they expect Osinbajo to do now, because Osinbajo now, from all indications, we know that it's like they just brought him to deceive people during election time, and he has done his bit. He does not. He has never been a politician, so people should understand from that angle. Of course, people wouldn't want to go in that line. People want to face the reality. Nobody wants to care whether it was brought from a mission or for a purpose or what have you. People don't want to go in that route. People just want to know that you are the vice president. It has to be done accordingly, irrespective of whatever they must have done at the background, bringing him and to the front line for people to vote for them. People don't want to go through that line. People just want to go through, the normal way, because it's the vice president. And if really is the vice president, why is he missing in actions in many things? But it is people who want to like dig it, not to go. I don't know how to put it. Not to go in the way of okay, uh, you know, being politically correct. They are the ones that will be, suggesting a lot of things. Oh, it could be because of this, it could be because of that. But if we want to follow everything thoroughly and the way it ought to be, I think this call is really a welcome development. and to remind him, unless he's going to tell us otherwise that he does not have the power to do most of the things, or the reason why he has been sidelined, because from all indications, that is just the way it is. But since he's not saying anything, yes, people are going to be calling him that you are supposed to do, these are the things you are supposed to do, these are your responsibilities, and that is why they are putting it up to him. To me, it's not a bad thing for a letter to have been written to him, but he will know the reason why he's not being so vocal. He's not been there for some time. The only time, some days ago, he made a comment. He tried to say, oh, those who said Buhari uh act acted illegally, by shutting down some states, that he does not have the power to do so. That was when Osinbajo came out and said those who are saying that do not understand the acts of quarantine acts of 2020 something or so. So, and I was like, so this man is still so he hears all of these things that have been happening. He just came out to defend Buhari. I think maybe that is why he was brought in the first place, to defend Buhari. I was surprised. So this man, that means a lot of things that have been happening in this country, has been hearing them, but he decided to keep quiet. And that is why they are calling him out. Why are you keeping quiet? If really you people did the right thing by bringing you in, because people voted for you. People voted for him. Some people want to start to make excuses. Oh, you see the whatever, you see the this and that. But why will those people be mentioned? Abba Kyari and Boss Mustafa be so powerful than him? Be so powerful than him. Of course, recently, after this Abba Kyari incident happened, Buhari had to give him an appointment. I don't know how he has been going. That is what he ought to have been doing from the beginning. And people are saying, oh, they are bringing him to clear the mess. Even the government, the Buhari himself has caused. But even at that, we've not been hearing anything, from him. Unlike, what are we saying? Unlike the time of election, 2019 general elections, we know the role he played. We know how he was all over the place. So it is not out of place for people to have said, why are you not coming out now? Because they know the role he played. They saw all he did, going from market to market, from places to places, all in the name of what? All in the name of they wanted to come back for the second term. So if he could do that, if he could have the interest, then why not now that this issue of this pandemic is ravaging the whole world, this is the time that people really need him. He was sharing money. Because they said they wanted to reach the poor. Now people are staying at home. This is the time they really need them. Then the money has stopped. He's not in charge of all of those things. He's not even making any statements. He's not making any statements. And some people are like, oh, even if the president is handicapped in a lot of things, at least since he's been helping out, he should be the one to be saying all of this, is even all the daily briefing and what have you. But of course, you and I know what has been happening. You and I know that the foundation of their own party is faulty. It's faulty. And from all indications, we can say categorically, there was an agenda, there was a plan to have brought him in the first place, not because they want him to, to perform or to function in the government. And you could see that immediately they came into power the second term, and they just, everything he was heading, all the sectors, all the portfolios he was heading, they removed everything. They stripped him off of those portfolios. So calling him out is not out of place. Calling him out is not out of place. Judging from what he did during election time, it was all over the place. All over the place. He was not resting. Then why the sudden change? That is why people are asking. So the reason for that sudden change, people don't want to know about it. But all they know is that he's the vice president. What has he been doing? It's been a long time. He's not been saying anything. So to me, it is not out of place, because some people will tell you, oh, they should leave him. All of them, they should leave him. When the right thing needs to be said, leave him. Leave my person alone. Leave him alone. And things are getting bad every day. Things are getting worse every day. Someone says, this is the plain truth. Mr. VP, you better wake up. Of course, no matter how people want to twist it, because people don't want to follow due process. People don't want to say the right thing. They just want to, sentiment is what has hitting us so deep. It's in us so deep that we don't even think the way we ought to think. Oh, because this and because I'm affiliated to this person, oh, don't talk about it. But that is the right thing to do. Nobody knows the reason why all of these things are happening, but they just know that he played a very big role during the election time. Then why now? Why going back now? He should be the one to tell Nigerians. Well, of course, they're still going to be lying. But when it comes to defending Buhari, you will see him, or you hear him, or you see him surface. Someone say, I think the Yorubas are the best to answer this question. They are mostly cowards. Please don't blame the respected VP. Blame the Buhari Kaba, who are so afraid of his supersonic intelligence and preventing him to contribute more to the nation's development. Buhari is not in charge since he won re-election and has turned the presidency to a family affair. The Kabas are so narrow-minded and they are only interested in making billions since this is their last time of being in power. Of course, there's no doubt. The reason why people are calling Osinbajo, people know this stuff is made up. He has what it takes to be in power. You know, we cannot doubt all of those things. That is the truth of the matter. He has what it takes, but he's not being given the opportunity. He's not being given the opportunity. So it's a welcome development that this letter is written to him. Of course, you cannot deceive yourself. If you can deceive other people, himself with this letter, with all the things that have been happening in his conscience, he can't deceive his conscience. That's this. But he might come out to put a bold face. Oh, everything is all right. Of course, even a blind man can say that with him, everything is not right as far as this government is concerned. There's no doubt is capable. Is very, 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 very capable. I'm using that word, very, very, very capable. But because the foundation of their coming together is faulty. It's really, really faulty. That is why he cannot do much. He cannot do much. Osinbajo cannot do much. They brought him for a purpose, and the purpose has been achieved. So for people who are writing him, of course, that is the right thing to do. But he knows the right thing. He knows what has been going on. But he will never come out and explain to the public. But public wouldn't want to know. But if you could share money during election time, why not now? Why not now? Someone who says they should not blame him. Another person says, yes, he's intelligent enough since he can't make his way out. Then let him resign honorably. Someone says, exactly, the cabas him. Let him stay there and occupy space and be collecting money. Of course, that is just the way it is. The honorable thing to do. He knows it, but all these people, you cannot vouch for them. That is the truth of the matter. You can't vouch for them. Oh, this is what this person can do. This is what this person cannot do. And someone says the markets are now closed. No more trader money to share. Ide can't pay. The worst VP so far in Nigeria. Someone says here that do we really have a VP in this country? The president has finally addressed Nigerians and so appeared in other functions. Someone says this is one of the Mr. VP is spare tire that is not good enough to trust. It may burst on the way. Really? Someone say, but why hiding yourself? He has fulfilled the agenda they brought him for, the whatever they brought him for. You know, I think he has no portfolio again, or he has nothing to offer again. You know, let them continue with their whatever, but everybody knows what is happening and he cannot come out. He just occupies space. 2023, everything will be over. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comment below.